If you're new to lucid dreaming, you might have found that it can be a bit challenging at times. You might have run into some obstacles, or you might have not got the results that you desire. Now, this could just be down to individual differences. Some people find it harder to lucid dream than others, that's just a fact. But another fact is that a lot of beginner lucid dreamers make the same simple mistakes. So today I'm going to share 3 of those mistakes so that hopefully you can avoid making them yourself. Mistake number 1, neglecting the fundamentals, the foundation of lucid dreaming. This means things like keeping a dream journal, like meditating, like doing reality checks. If you're trying to get lucid and you're failing to get lucid, and you're not doing these things, start. You can't really have it both ways. You can't say, you know, I'm doing all of these techniques and it's not working if you're not doing the most important things that everyone who's trying to lucid dream should be. You should be writing in your dream journal every single morning after you wake up. Even if you didn't have a dream, just write down what you can remember, even if it's just, you know, what you thought about before sleep or what you thought about just now after waking up. Write something down. Try to probe that area of your memory. And the next thing that I think everyone should be doing if they want to lucid dream is meditating every single day. Now, how long you meditate for is going to depend on how much time you have and how long you've been meditating and so on. You know, if you're just getting started with meditation, I suggest starting short. I actually have a video about how you can gradually increase from 5 minutes of meditation a day to 30+ minutes a day. But you should be meditating every single day. The next thing that you should be doing is reality checks, and the reason that I think everyone should start off doing reality checks when they start lucid dreaming, even if it's not, you know, the single best technique out there, is for the fact that it doesn't interfere with any other technique. So by doing reality checks regularly, you can do it whether you're doing, you know, 2 techniques every night, whether you're only doing a technique, you know, once a week. You can be doing reality checks every single day, and that can help you get lucid. This is especially useful for those of you who have to get up really early for work or for school, because if you don't want to interrupt your sleep with a technique like, say, mild or wake back to bed, then you don't really have any options during those days. By doing reality checks though, you can be doing something in the meantime till you get to the weekend when you can do something like mild or wake back to bed. Now, does this mean that you can't get lucid if you don't dream journal, if you don't do reality checks, if you don't meditate regularly? No, of course not. Of course you can get lucid if you don't do those things, but those things are very, very important and make a massive difference to your results if you're doing all of them. So if you're not getting the results that you desire and you're not doing these things, start doing these things before you start worrying about whether your results are good or not. Number 2 is similar to number 1, and that is doing the wrong things. Often I see people who are working really, really hard at lucid dreaming. They're doing something to get them lucid every single day and they're not having results. The problem isn't from the amount of work that they're putting in. They're putting in the work, but they're putting it into the wrong areas. Now, this can be something as simple as performing a technique wrong and doing it every single day over and over and never trying any others, because, you know, if you're doing it wrong every single time, you're still not going to get any results. But often it comes down to overvaluing certain techniques and undervaluing others. So I see a lot of people, for example, who only do reality checks when they start out. They only do reality checks and nothing else. And while that can work, I find from what I've seen from speaking to different people that some people have a lot more success with reality checks than others. Even if those other people are doing them properly and doing them often, they just don't seem to get the results. So if you're only doing reality checks and you're not doing any other techniques, then you might not get lucid for quite a while. Another example of this is my guided meditation and hypnosis videos. I put those out there to help you guys with things like lucid dreaming, and they can be a very powerful tool if you combine them with other techniques and practices. You know, they are a catalyst to help you have a much higher chance of getting lucid. But on their own, if you're not doing any techniques, you're not dream journaling, you're not doing reality checks, you're not waking up in the night to do anything, if you're just listening to my, you know, guided meditation for lucid dreams, you're probably not going to get the results that you desire. You know, you might get 1 or 2 here or there, but on its own it's not that powerful. And on top of that, I've also seen some people getting confused and thinking that my guided meditations are what I mean when I say that you should meditate every day. No, when I say that you should meditate every day, I mean sitting breath meditation, basically mindfulness meditation where the object of focus is your breath. I've done several videos on this on my channel, and in fact I've done a whole series on this, so check that out. And if you want to use my guided meditations, those are something different. They're more of a thing to kind of implant suggestions in your subconscious to help increase your chances of getting lucid. The idea of those is that you meditate every day anyway, you do your reality checks, you keep your dream journal, you do your techniques, and then before bed, you give those a listen and it will help you be more likely to get lucid. And mistake number 3 is only looking at one person's guide or tutorial for a particular technique. This is a mistake I made as a beginner as well, and I had lots of struggles with particular techniques as a result of that. Now this might seem kind of weird because obviously there might be some of you who are watching this now who only watch my channel, and I'm basically saying, yes, go and watch other people's channels, go and check out, lucid dreaming forums and lucid dreaming websites and so on, and look at guides there as well. Because while I can give you good information on how to perform a particular technique, someone else can offer you a different perspective on the same thing. And the reason this is really important with lucid dreaming is that with lucid dreaming, I can't watch you performing a technique and tell you if you're doing it right or not. All of these techniques, we are doing them internally, like something like wild. We're laying in bed and the process happens internally. I can't watch you and say, yeah, you're doing wild right. You can see that yourself. So when I, for example, explain wild, I explain it in a way that I can understand and process and use myself, in the assumption that someone else reading it or listening to it can process it the same way and carry it out the same way. But for example, I found when I was looking at wild guides, when I was trying to do wild, that certain guides just didn't work for me. I couldn't quite understand the process, and when I was trying to carry it out, it didn't work quite the way that it intended. Another great example of this is filed, or the finger-induced lucid dream technique. It's very hard to explain the finger movement through a guide. Some people say that you should move your fingers like you're playing a piano, and then other people say that you should be doing it very, very lightly, which doesn't really make sense, because if you're playing a piano, you're having to press pretty hard because the keys are weighted. And you might see these contradictions in guides and think, okay, this one person has got it wrong, or this one person has got it right. But actually, people are writing guides based on their own experience. The person who wrote that, you should do the filed motion like playing a piano, that's to them what playing a piano is like. And the person who says that you should do it very, very lightly, they know that for them, if they don't do it very, very lightly, they won't actually be able to fall asleep and perform it. So basically, whenever you learn a new technique, find a guide, follow the guide, try it out for a week or two, and then if you don't get the results that you desire, check another guide or even another couple of guides and see what's different between them, and see if you can actually experiment with those different variables and see if you get better results. And in fact, what I'll do is down in the description or the comments, I'll actually share some other great lucid dreaming channels that you can check out. And you can also go to my channel and look on the right hand side and you'll see a bunch of other suggested channels I recommend checking out. And I'm certain that I've missed some great lucid dreaming channels, so if someone that you know is not on the list, or if your channel isn't on the list, it's not because I don't think your channel is good, it's probably just because I forgot it because I wrote the list, in a couple of minutes quickly. Oh yeah, and one more mistake for you guys. Mistake number 4 is not checking out the Lucid Dream Book, my complete guide to lucid dreaming. On screen you can see a bunch of chapter outlines telling you guys exactly what you can find inside the book. So you can pause the video right now, check out those, and then if you want to go and get your hands on the book, you can go to gum.co/theluciddreambook. That's gum.co/theluciddreambook. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications if you want to stay up to date with my videos. And if you want to keep watching, check out one of those videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care.